So in the previous video, I spent time smoothing the interior, and I'm pretty happy with that. In this video, I'm going to focus on smoothing the exterior with a new tool. At the moment, I'm looking at the interior. I'm noticing some minor flaws that I'm going to live with, and that's what you got to do in ceramics. You have to accept minor imperfections and minor flaws and move on. Just like we have to do in life with humans, right? So this bowl is perfectly imperfect. I've done quite a bit of sponging on the exterior already, and I treated the exterior like the interior. I used the makeup sponge again, circular motion, vertical motion, horizontal motion. I did a variety of techniques. And by the way, that makeup sponge is meant to substitute and replace a legit ceramic sponge, which you see in the background. That orange circular sponge is a fancy ceramic supply store sponge, and it's about $2 each. And that's really expensive for 170 students when a makeup sponge does the same thing. I'm still keeping my marker handy as a guide just to double check walls. And now I want to shift gears and talk about this wannabe rib tool in your clay kit. You should have in your clay kit a square piece of plastic binder. Yes, Mrs. Nave cut up a bunch of binders to make fake rib tools. You'll remember in our boot camp I talked about rib tools being wooden or plastic or specifically rubber or metal. This is none of those. This is like a binding plastic binder material. It's not rubber. And it has a curvy edge, a straight edge, and ultimately a gift card is a better version of this. So if you have an old expired dead gift card from Starbucks or something, that's going to work a little bit better than the rib tool I have provided with you. Provided for you, I should say. So it's your choice. If you have a gift card, I recommend using that. If not, go with what I gave you. Okay, and you'll see me put that rib tool to use in a minute. Keep your damp sponge handy, though. You're going to see later I'm going to alternate a little bit, I believe, between rib tool work and sponging work. When you use a rib tool, you can use the curvy end or curvy side from the top of the bowl and work your way downward. So it's a scraping motion. You're doing a scraping technique, essentially. Don't worry about the rim of the cup, the lip of the cup. It's very uneven. We'll fix that in a future video, I promise. You just focus on, at this point, the body of the bowl, specifically the exterior. You can't really use a rib tool on the interior of the bowl. That's why I only sponged the inside of the bowl. But for the exterior, I want you to do sponging, which I previously did off camera, and I want you to finish a job with a rib tool. However, you can see I do incorporate a little sponging when I'm using the rib tool. I do a little bit of a back and forth. So some rib tool work, some sponging, and then back to scraping with the rib tool. And find what works for you with the rib tool, working from side to side as I'm doing right now, or up and down, using the curvy side of the rib tool or the straight edge or the end of the rib tool, the tip of the rib tool. Definitely kind of flick your wrists and kind of, do an exaggerated motion with your wrist, dragging that rib tool along the wall of your bowl. Again, we're doing a slightly aggressive scraping technique in order to remove imperfections. And in future videos, I will talk about the rim of the cup and how to beautify that and make that nice.